Welcome everyone to imaginativevisions.com Center Stage. Justin here, back with more theater content where we review, do interviews, and talk about all things plays, whether off Broadway, Broadway, indie plays. If there's some performance art, we are talking about it in the center stage here. And today we are going to be talking about the off Broadway play, which is titled Exorcistic, the unauthorized rock musical parody. And if you know anything about The Exorcist, this is indeed the unauthorized parody of The Exorcist. And this was just a delightful, delightful show. And one thing I will have to say is that if you're in New York and it's playing currently at the Asylum NYC, if you're in the New York area, I will highly recommend you watch this play if you are a fan of just not just a fan of The Exorcist, but especially if you're a fan of the classic movie The Exorcist. I think you're going to really enjoy what they did with this. And I'm not going to go too deep into the story because if you've seen the film, then you know that this play does hit a lot of the story beats and with a more parody, fun spin to it. I will say this. One thing that did catch me off guard with this particular play is that what it does very well is the fact that it has kind of this play within a play. And I'm not going to elaborate a little bit on that. I'm not going to elaborate on it because it will be kind of a spoiler. But let's just say I was caught off guard because in the beginning of the actual play, I'm thinking that they're still just preparing, they're rehearsing before the show starts. You know, the show started at 7, they all come out and they're just putting things together, like the set together. I'm thinking like, oh, okay, I guess we're running a little bit late. No, that's actually part of the play. And the constant breaking of the fourth wall had me really enjoying this. There is a lot in here, and I just have to say it's such a great way, especially how they have this kind of original story, but it ties into the parody of the actual Exorcist movie. And of course, you have Emma Hunton, who just is phenomenal as Reagan. Oops, excuse me, Megan. Megan O'Neill. And she does just she steals the show. I have to say, she's definitely steals the show in this because not only does she plays that sweet innocent girl Megan, but she also switches like a drop of a hat when it comes to just becoming the possessed demon. And just the way she's able to just switch back and forth is like a light switch with her. And I was just really amazed with her performance. The cast, all the cast just does a hell of a job. Michael Shaw Fisher does a great job with the composition here, with the score. My favorite song in this is Your Mother Sucks in Hell. And the fact that they take certain scenes and were able to expand it into an actual musical number, I was just really laughing my ass off with this. Just to give a little shout out to other actors in here. Ethan Crystal, who plays Father Garris, was hilarious, and he plays like kind of this hot priest, and he does a really great job and has some really great chemistry with Leah Wolf, who plays the mother, Kate O'Neill, and she was so good. She plays this kind of Hollywood, that old school Hollywood S type of diva that you really just have to go, oh my gosh. She was phenomenal in this. Jesse Merlin plays Father Baron, and I can't spoil his character, but they do the iconic scene. And when I tell you that the audience popped when he finally shows up, because all of us were Exorcist fans, but when I tell you that the audience completely popped when he came up on the screen, just the way they were able to recreate that iconic scene. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. He was excellent as Father Baron. Stephen Cutts as Captain Rowdy and Father Pryor. He was so good, so hilarious, and there is a little joke in there. I can't spoil it. There's this one joke that I was just laughing my ass off. Once you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Jamie Lynn Betty as the stage manager and Garris's mother, she was so good. Like she's responsible for a lot of her and Leia were like really responsible for a lot of the fourth wall breaking, and especially with her because you really thought I got caught because I really thought like, okay, she really is the stage man. It's just when you see how it's a play in a play, it works really good. And of course, we have Richardson Cisneros Jones as the understudy, and that was it. When I was watching it, it was really good. And of course, Hannah Burnett also plays a certain role in here, which I will not going to disclose, but everybody does an amazing, amazing job, even from the production. Now the asylums, like the asylum, it was like I was surprised, and this is like the first time I was actually at this venue. I was surprised how intimate the actual venue is. The actors are coming from all sides. They're coming from the aisle. They're coming from the backstage. They get interactive with you. It was such a unique experience, especially when they're breaking the fourth wall, which I think was really one of the best elements of the show. As far as the production, when it came to the stage, they make use of the stage. They have lighting that works. There are certain scenes that actually I was not expecting them to pull off, such as like a levitation scene, and of course the spider walk. Emma, wow, that spider pose that she does in the wall. I was like, oh, and the way she just randomly does it too, out of nowhere. You're just like, oh shit, this is actually in here. So I mean, overall, just from the direction, the acting, the music was good. You probably want to know with the music. If you're a fan of rock, you're gonna like it. It has some real glam rock. It has some metal in there as well. So it has some really good numbers in here. The performance were all well. I highly recommend this. Let's go into our let's get into the final word here, my final score. And I just gotta say this: this was such a treat. I was not expecting certain things production wise to be pulled off, and they pulled it off. Like I said, with the levitation scene, I was not expecting them to actually be able to pull that off. Of course, she was harnessed. I'm not going to give too much of the secrets away because I want you to see the play. But I was really, really surprised of how well and how just amazing production this was. This is something I'm definitely will definitely have to go see again. So let's go into our spotlight scale, and I'm gonna give this a standing ovation. This was unforgettable. I had so much fun with this, just from the music production, the fourth wall breaking, the interaction, and just the way they were able to parody one of the greatest horror movies of all time and make it their own. Not just parodying it, but they made their own original story that ties into it with a play within a play by using the Exorcist. So hands down, definitely go see this if you're in the New York area. This is Justin from imaginativevicious.com. If you like what we do here, hopefully we earned your subscription. So if we did, please hit the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. And I will catch you on the next episode of the Center Stage. Later days.